cooked turkey, I recommend a thermal coupler. And what it basically is a fancy thermometer. The best thing about it is it can monitor the temperature of your turkey while it's cooking in the oven, so you don't have to open up the oven door and check it frequently. A lot of times what happens is cook times, like in the beginning, it takes a long time for the turkey to cook, and then towards the end it speeds up. And so that's why a lot of turkeys, in my opinion, get overcooked. And so I'm just going to show you about the thermocoupler really quick here. We're going to stick it right here, and it's like the armpit. And I'm going to go until I kind of get in almost to the inside of the cavity right here. And then I'm just going to set my thermocoupler to the temperature I want. And I'm setting it to actually 175. And the best thing about the thermocoupler is this stays inside of it. I'll put this in the oven, shut the door, and then just magnetize this to the outside of my oven. So throughout the day, I can just walk and check on my turkey and kind of see what's going on with it. Okay, the biggest mistake I see when people are carving turkeys, they don't have the right utensils. Here's the proper tools for the job. Now normally I have turkey prongs, which are kind of like little pitchforks. But here in the restaurant, here at the Pear Kitchen, we're using kitchen forks today. But I recommend turkey prongs at home, especially with a really hot bird. So, kitchen forks. We're going to use a boning knife. It's a 6-inch boning knife. And we're using a meat slicer. So, when you see that, this actually gives you a nice smooth cut meat. Keeps it from getting like that chopped wood look, that shaved wood. It looks more like deli sliced meat when you use this. And that's what I want. I want nice deli sliced meat. So now we're going to talk about getting the turkey out of the pan. I think this is a source of anxiety for everybody, including myself, because you could really flub things up. We might, drop this on the floor right now. Just to let you know. Just to acknowledge that. So pretend like the best way to get this out would be to grab it with my hands like this. And that's what turkey prongs are. They kind of turkey pitchforks, but I'm going to use these right here. It can kind of, but what I'm going to do is just stab it in like this and just lift. See how it's trying to twist around? Just set it down on my cutting board. And if you'll note here in the pan, I cooked the turkey on celery, carrots, and onions. That keeps the turkey moist, and it gives you a lot of delicious stock to make turkey gravy with. What I do at my house is I'll set it out on a platter, dress it up, then we'll have the the blessing, or however you do it in your family, or maybe it's sitting out and we're waiting for everybody to get to the table, and then okay, now it's time to eat. So I'll bring it back to the kitchen, prong it off onto the cutting board, and this is where you can make like a really properly sliced turkey. You're going to use a boning knife and a kitchen fork. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right through, I call it the armpit, and just kind of gently slice through. And then I'm just going to, I don't do this when I'm cutting it, but I'm going to show you kind of where you're headed with this knife. And you're going to go down to here, right here in this section. So that's what we're up to. And again, I'm kind of using this all the way down to here. There's a little joint that comes out. And it just kind of comes apart. You're going to want to rest your turkey for about a half an hour before you cut it. The reason for that is one, it's not crazy hot right now, so I can stick my hands in here a little bit. And then two, it helps that the juices kind of equalize in there. If you cut a super hot turkey, it's just going to spill all the juice out and be super dry. So here's my leg. I'm going to leave that right there. The next thing I'm going to do is grab the wing bone. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to I'm trying to find that where it connects to the bird. And so I'm just kind of cutting it out with my knife. And this is the best part right here. It's the breast. There's a breastbone down the middle right here. So I'm just I'm showing you that. That's where it is. I actually exaggerate my cut with this, meaning if the breastbone's like right there, I'm going to go a little bit further in. So it's actually going to leave a little bit of meat on the carcass, but I'm okay with that because I'm not slicing cartilage into the breast and everything like that. So I'm just kind of using my knife to kind of carve down. So I'm just using the tip of the knife until I'm going straight down until I can't go anymore, and then I just kind of gently just cut, just using this part of the knife. What people do wrong is, what they'll do is they'll leave it on here. So they'll start slicing right here, and then all of a sudden you'll get to the bone, and it's like this uneven surface you'll get to. So I'll get a nice slice, get a really nice slice. Okay, we're doing good. And then there's like this right here. And so now I'm like, you know, and I might grab some of this cartilage and all that kind of stuff. And so that's why you use a boning knife to kind of get this thing off of there. And it just makes sense, because now instead of having to carve it here, I've got this controlled environment. Now now it's flat, easy to manage. I can do whatever I want with it now. So we have the breasts right here, and these have probably been resting for over half an hour, probably 45 minutes. And that allows the juices to equalize in the bird. There's two different ways to slice it, and so I'll show you both because I have two breasts. One way, I don't know why, I always go to this method first, and as I slice, I'm trying to get some of the skin on here, which is impossible, but I still try. And this is where the meat slicer is going to make it nice and smooth. The second method, and this is actually like mimicking what would happen if it was on the bird. You're slicing it off the bird, and you're going to go this direction with it. And it provides a different product. Like for one, this guy's got the best piece of skin right here. The last thing I could say about carving the turkey is I think people try and, you're trying to press on it more. But what you want to do with the slicer is you want to just kind of use the knife and slice it, and that's going to give you a more smooth cut. And what I think of in my mind is I think of deli meat, and the slicer that you slice deli meat with or deli turkey with, it's like super fast. And so I'm trying to almost mimic that when I'm slicing, let the knife do the work, because if you're pressing on it, that's when you're kind of getting into this product right here. We're doing the leg now, leg and thigh. I always use the boning knife for that. You'll cut through until you hit the leg, and then you just gotta kind of whittle a little bit. Another thing you can do is kind of hold it like this until you find, divide them up. So now you have leg and thigh. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut, it's like Frenching it, I'm gonna cut it like this. I'm gonna take this off right here. This is where like most of the cartilage and unedible stuff is. So now you have like the usable part, and this is where you just kind of, these are actually pretty decent white meat. It's the wing bone from the turkey. And again, I'm just rotating. So this is it. This is your 14-pound turkey, platered and ready to eat.